I'm not going to tell you any of his jokes, but some of them are brilliant. Um, so anyway, that's the whole Fisk thing. I watched Fisk already. So I'm already 3 episodes into. Well, tonight I'm actually technically 6 episodes into it because I decided to watch another 3 episodes of it, and it is really brilliant. So last night I was talking about gigging, and somebody actually came up to me last night and said, you know what, you want to do more rock, and I'm going, I read the audience. If I look out and see that it's a young crowd or an older crowd or a crowd that I don't think would appreciate even the lighter side of rock like Bon Jovi and Def Leppard and stuff, I'm not going to force it down their throats, because the big difference, or one big difference between being in a band with recognizable material as opposed to someone who is going out and doing covers, which I do at the weekends, is that the audience is always right. There is no way that I'm going to try and drive, you know, unrecognizable songs or songs that I know that they won't like down their throats simply because I want to sing them. Because I would love to stand up there, in some social club and sing Slayer's Rain and Blood, and but having said that, I have done Enter Sandman, in the cozy, uh, and but you just read the audience and you give them exactly what they want. But so anyway, I was speaking to them. I'll put a wee photograph up on my Facebook uh, after this. But I met my wee friend, and she's Claire McGill, Laura McGill. She's their niece, little wee Leah, and then she works in the club that I was singing in. And afterwards, and she had been to a birthday party that I had done for Laura a while back, but she was in civvies last night, and she was beautiful. And she sat down at the end and she said, you know, come and talk for a wee while, and absolutely, it was just lovely, just sitting down and knowing that I had a sort of a wee connection there with Laura and Claire, and she says, "Why you did some?" Because I think I did Living on a Prayer or something at the birthday party. But she said, "Why don't you? You sing very well, but I've seen videos of you singing with Storm Zone and stuff, and you can really hit those big high notes and stuff, and you should just do it, to show people that you can do it, sort of thing." And I said to her, "Leah, I don't need to do that because I'm booked in to play a 3 hour set, and as long as I sing what I do for those 3 hours well, I don't have to stretch myself or prove anything, really, because it can go one way or the other. So she said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And I said, "Well, okay, this is probably something that no other singer can. I'm not sure whether any other singer can kind of really relate to this or not, but my singing has actually sometimes resulted in death." And I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Now, fortunately, the first time that this happened, I mean, when I say fortunately, I mean any death is a tragedy. But anyway, and when I was singing with Ashanti, and Glenn had just joined the band, and we decided that we were going to rehearse up in a girl called Shona's house. Shona was going out with Stevie, the guitarist at the time, so we were able to sing and do our rehearsals in her kitchen. This is up in Vanville. It's like a housing estate, and we're sort of thing. But they had been doing this for 2 or 3 weeks anyway. Just playing music, and then all of a sudden it was like, right, it's your turn to come along. We've put all the music together, so it's time for some singing to be added to this. And I walked into the kitchen, and I went, well, it's not exactly a rehearsal area, but at the same time, because there was like the breakfast bar at one end of the breakfast bar, there was a cage and there was a rabbit, in the cage, and it was just a home, but still, it was somewhere, and we were rehearsing very low, but I can't sing low, whenever I'm singing. I've got to just project out what comes out. So there's no such thing as otherwise it just becomes vibrato. Like a sort of like a soft sing, but it's not me really singing. So we were doing songs like we were doing we were doing songs like Vigilante, Magnum, but we're doing Runaway, Bon Jovi, and stuff like that, and a song called I can't remember what it was. You called the band Warrior, and I can't remember what it was, Fighting the World or something like that. But a lot of these songs, especially the Runaway, for example, it was a da 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 da, and a ooh, she's a little runaway. But at the very end, Bon Jovi goes up the like big high notes, and screaming his head off, sort of thing. So we did that, and obviously you have to rehearse a song a few times, and I'm going, I'm starting to loosen up here. So by the end of it, I was like really reaching the high notes, and then everybody went, that's great, that's no problem. And then somebody turned around and said, is that supposed to be like that, and somebody said, what's wrong? I said, well, the rabbit, he's sleeping. You would think that he would be sort of up at the front, sort of being all agitated with what's going on. So we went over to the cage, and the rabbit was upside down with its paws in the air, completely dead. The high notes had shocked it into a form of taking cardiac arrest or something. Um, so I said to myself, my God, because they had obviously been there, for the weeks before, doing the music, and there hadn't been any fatalities involved. But as soon as yours truly comes on the scene, a few high notes and bang, livestock wiped out. There were probably pigeons or whatever flying over the roof that actually, if they went up to the roof, there would have been dead birds as well as the dead rabbit. And I was saying, how are you going to explain this? Because to Stevie, because Shona was his girlfriend. I said, how are you going to explain this? Sort of thing. And he said, don't you worry about it. I'll sort it out. Basically, what we did was we covered it up with hay, and like pushed it over it was as stiff as a board at this time too. And he says, in the morning I'll tell her that it just died through the night, sort of thing. and that was fine. And that's the way it worked out. And she bought it, and we were able to rehearse then for weeks and weeks and weeks after, without there being any pet involved, so that I couldn't kill anything else. But so anyway, I was in the Crusaders club, actually Crusaders football club. It's went through some major changes. It's really modernized, so it's Crusaders football club have kind of went up in stature. They needed to upgrade, the club from 2006 or whatever to 5-6 years ago. I was singing regularly